everyone, this is Chris from Stylharmony. Thank you for joining me. Today's video we are going to make some stencils, our own stencils, just using one very simple tool you might already have home, which is a burning tool. So this is mainly used to normally burn wood, but you can use it in other activities like doing your own stencils and cutting into plastic, especially heavy plastic. And I do have another video where I use this to make pockets, and I will link the video up here on the right if you want to go and check that out, so you will be able to use this again and again. So this brand here that I use is called Walnut Hollow, and it comes in a handy dandy box like this, and you've got empty spaces here. There's one space here where you can put your tool when it's completely cooled off, and here we've got other spaces here that you can use if you want to put something else in here, and different kinds of tips you can change. There, just you screw them on and screw them off, and that's good. It's very, very handy. Okay, and you can also solder with this, so that's nice. So first, before starting anything, for you young people watching this video, please do not do this by yourself. Ask an adult to help you with this, to do it just for you, because you can really burn yourself. So please, young people, don't do this by your own. So coming back to this tool, what I like about it is that you can change the heat of it, going to very low to very high. For this project, it'll be up to you to test what works best for you, because my plastic is quite sturdy and thick, so I'm putting on medium high. You might want to do it a little lower. It just depends on your personal preferences. Then what you will need is, to help you and cut something, is an image of a stencil. And this is just paper. I googled stencils, and I just saw this pineapple, which I thought was really cute, and it's really trendy right now. And I found this one too. So once you've print out what you desire, there's one thing really important to think about, is where to cut. So I've got two examples here from different colors because it's going to be a very good example. So let me do a close-up. Is when you have this kind of design, you need to ask yourself, where am I going to cut? Am I going to cut the white lines, or am I going to cut the black lines? Because oftentimes people start doing the wrong thing and then they have to start all over again. So the first and only question you would ask yourself would be, what the color of the outside, where does it touch? My outline color touches the outside, and here my background is white. The line that touches the white is white here. So this is the piece you should not cut off. You should not cut off the white spaces. You have to cut all the blacks. And it could look obvious this way, but sometimes when you see the images on Google, the background is going to be black, and you will have to cut the white pieces. So you need to see where is the link to the outside. The link to the outside here is the white, so I need to cut the black spaces. The same thing here. The outside here is the green part. My whole sheet of paper could be green, so I should not cut the green spaces here, because if I do, I'm going to end up having just a shadow of my image. Like if I cut here all the white spaces, I will have the shadow of a pineapple, but I won't have a pineapple. I won't have all the details. So here in this example, I would have to cut the white spaces, okay? Nothing that connects to the outside. You see, all these little parts don't really touch each other. The black lines could touch each other. Some of them could, that's okay, but if they touch the outside, then don't cut it. You really need to ask you this question, and then you're good to go. So the other tools you might want to have here, because we're going to use something that is really hot, is I would recommend here, it's a piece of glass. This is just, I took it away from a frame. It's really handy, nothing plastic of course, just a piece of glass would be fine, and it's going to be easy to cut on it. So then I used a plastic. I recycled something that I had. You know, this was a packaging of some embossing folders, and I keep the packaging, and this is a really sturdy plastic, so that's what I'm going to use. and I decided to tape it down on my paper so it's not going to move. If I need to take a little rest or something, it's going to stay in place. So now we're going to start. Something important when you start doing this is first you're going to have some fumes. So if you have any kind of allergies, or be careful, maybe wear a mask because there might have some fumes and it's plastic, so it's not that great. Maybe do it in a very well ventilated area or outside if you can. And don't try to go too quickly and pull, because if you try to pull or push, that's when the risk is that you're going to rip and burn yourself. Okay, when you start to try to do it quicker and you pull too much, you've got your fingers somewhere. So be careful. So just take your time, follow the lines. That's what I'm doing here. And that's it. What you might want to do, instead of doing what I've done here, is put your piece of paper underneath the piece of glass and your plastic on top of it. That could be another way to do it, so it won't burn the paper as well. So I've already started. I'm still going to do some with you here. And if you miss a spot, don't worry, you can always come back and start. I think we're burning more actually than really cutting. But I think, and I found for doing stencils before, that it's much easier to do it this way than to try to cut it with an X-Acto knife. Because if your plastic is really thick, it's really difficult. You're going to have a finger ache afterwards very quickly. Here, no, it's fine. So I'm going to do just a few more. I'm going to finish this one here. Oops, I ripped a little bit. That's fine. You know, it's like everything, don't forget to turn your paper if it's more convenient. And the more you do, the more you're better at it, you know. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take away one side of my plastic here, and this is what it looks like. So it's a bit burned, as you can see, but you can take this away later on. And I'm going to use some kind of pokey tools, or you can use tweezers. This one doesn't want to come off, but I've taken away quite a lot of bits here and there, as you can see. So if it's not hot enough any longer, I'm going to take the last piece I just did, and you're going to take all these pieces away. My plastic is maybe a bit too thick, but after I'm done with this, I'm going to use it as a normal stencil and see how it works. Maybe one side will work better than the other, but I'm sure it's going to be just fine. So I think I've taken all my pieces away. I just need to come back here, and this one is not totally done. Let me tape it down again, and I'm just going to finish this one. I could finish it probably with some scissors, but I think it's going to be just fine. And a little bit here, and okay, I'm good. So now you just need to keep on doing this for all your little black squares or shapes here. And please just take your time. That's the whole secret of this. But if you had to do this with an X-Acto knife in this kind of plastic, I would start, but I think I would never finish it because it's going to be too tough on your finger, on your top finger. Here, I don't press. I just try to follow the line the best I can. Go slow. And there you have it. So I'm going to finish this one up, and I'm going to try it as a stencil, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, I'm back. So now we're going to try our stencil, and I know it doesn't look that pretty. I mean, it's filled with black lines everywhere, but it's just going to be just fine. I'm sure it is. So I'm going to take 3 inks here. I'm going to take some Memento inks. Use whatever you have. I'm using Dandelion. I'm using Cottage Ivy and Toffee Crunch. And I've got some little makeup sponges here. You know, they look dirty, but they're just stained and they work just as fine, especially here because this is quite thick. You might also want to use, for this kind of project, these kinds of brushes, and I've got different sorts. So these are some Judicans, and they're very nice. If you want to do some light coloring, this is good. And these are just normal heart brushes that you can use for stencil also. So whatever you have, it will work just fine. But I think that here, for this example, it's going to work even better because I need to go and make some bright colors in here. So I'm going to start up with the yellow, and let's see how it works. So I'm trying to go everywhere into these nuts and crannies at here. I hope I'm saying the right expression. Nuts and crannies. I'm not sure that's right. Tell me if I'm saying things the right way. I'm trying to go really well into these little spots here on the edges because I didn't really cut there. I just made a hole. Okay, that's fine. I like the color. Now I'm going to go here on the top. I was a little off camera, I'm sorry. Let me go back in here. Where was I? Okay, I think I was there. That's just good. And now I'm going to use the green. From what I think right now, it's working quite well. And I probably made a mistake around here, but I don't think it's going to be a big issue. And now I'm going to go back, since I have my green here. I'm going to just put some green in there to make it a bit more realistic, and also some brown, because it has quite a lot of brown spots in here also on the leaves, just to give it a more realistic look to it. And again, a little bit here on the bottom to make the shadows, and a little bit here and there. So now let's see what it looks like. Oh, it's not bad. It's not nice. It's not bad at all. So here I made a little mistake. I went too far, but hey, it's not bad at all for something that you made by yourself. And if you have already this tool, it costs you nothing just to make it, and it's really, really nice. I like the way it looks. It's, again, this is this one here, so yes, I really like the way it looks. I think it's not bad at all. And you can come back with a marker and, you know, refine a little bit the edges and do something a bit more specific. But just as is, I already see that it's nice. And you could use this over and over again, because you just need to wash it with a baby wipe, take all the colors away. And you can use also some paste on it, because it's quite thick. It's going to raise a little bit, and it's going to be nice. If you wanted to put some, thick paint on it, I don't have the word right now in my head, but you could just put your paste over here and make something raise and color it. That would be very nice too. So there you go. You can make it very easily. All kinds of stencil, the width you want, of course, and then the design you want. Just print them out, cut or burn. It's more, we're burning more than cutting, and it works just fine. So please, if you like this video, give me some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button to get the notifications, and share. Sharing is caring. So thank you very much. See you soon for other videos. Bye bye.